Namaste. So your day is over. It's nighttime. Um, it's time to wind down your daily activities. So these are some of the suggestions, some of the tips that I have before you go to bed. Right? So these are the things that you should do. Okay. So when you getting ready and as after you have your supper, after you have your dinner, it's time to wind down, and you should have your dinner or your supper or whatever at least 2 hours before you go to sleep. That way your digestive system has ample time to digest all the food. Right? Don't eat and then go to sleep right away. It's not good, as I think you already know, but I'm just reminding you. Okay, it's a good thing not to eat, not to drink 2 hours before you go to sleep, before bedtime. Okay, so second, and if you have a good day today, let's say, all right, you had a successful day today. Okay, everything went well, it's good, so I guess you can relax now. Okay, but and also instead of having the attachment feeling, all right, to whatever happened today, uh, detach from it. Okay, learn to detach from it, because it was another day, it already happened. Okay, and so you just let go of the feeling. Okay, and come back to the neutral status of your mind. Okay, instead of staying attached to the good day, to the good experience. And what is the reason behind that? Why do I say that? It is because in the teaching, we all know that everything is impermanent. So we always have to keep that in the back of our mind, that things always change. Today we had a good successful day. Okay, thank you. Right, we appreciate it. All right, and be humble. Right, so be humble, be thankful to the successful day that you had. Okay, and that is fine, but make sure you understand things are changing all the time, so don't stay attached to the successful day. I know it sounds kind of weird, right, to a lot of you, but this is how you maintain a equanimous state of mind in a way. Okay, so that when things change, you don't get upset much either, depending on how much you understand about the law of impermanence. Okay, and also if you had a, let's say if you had a busy day today, right, very busy, very hectic, and as we all know, we all have busy life, we all have busy schedule. So our brain wave, our brain activity, the mental activity is oscillating very sharp like this, from one thing to another. It's it's very quick like this. So we need to slow that down. Right, so if you can, okay, if you had a really busy day, you can just go to sleep like that. Your mind is still running, so you can you can try the best you can. Okay, if possible, meditate about 15 minutes or more before bedtime. Okay, just to calm down your mental activities, right, to calm down the brain waves that you have. Okay, in another word, we need to flatten down the oscillation of the mental activity that we have, right? But instead of doing a busy day like this all the time, and now we need to flatten the curve, right? We need to go like this, because when we go to sleep, hopefully we just, our mental state is going to be like this. So we cannot go from this to this, right? We have to slow it down to, a more gentle wave of the brain wave. So if you can, meditate 15-20 minutes, okay? Just breathe in and breathe out, okay? And relax, let everything go, all right? Successful day, busy day or whatnot, just let it go and say, okay, it was another day, thank you, and come to your own self and sit down, meditate for 15-20 minutes before you go to sleep. That way you can have a nice peaceful rest, okay? And I know a lot of people, a lot of time when they have a lot on their minds and go to sleep, they cannot go to sleep, okay? So this is your choice, and if you want to keep thinking overnight, and you're not going to have a good night's sleep, and not having a good night's sleep can have deep impact on your health and on your mental condition the next day. So you all know that. So it's important to have a good night rest, right? So we need to prepare ourselves, all right, to clear our mind, clear our head, okay, before we go to sleep. Now, the followings are the don'ts. Don't do this, okay? So what are the things that we should not do before you go to sleep, right? Do not watch any stressful news. How about that? Okay, stressful news, no. Okay, or movies, any movies that make your brain wave go, action movie, high side, a horror movie and all that. It's not a good thing to do, because your brain wave is working so hard. Believe it or not, when you watch TV or watch movie, your brain is working hard. So you need to relax your brain if you want to have a good night's sleep. Okay, so if you watch movie, you watch TV, then at least a couple of times before bedtime. After that, you should shut it off. Okay, let it go, and just it's time to wind down. So I know a lot of people have TVs in their bedrooms, right, in the Western country, and a lot of people leave the TV on even when they go to sleep, because some people say the noise help get them to sleep and all that. If that works for you, fine, but I would suggest that you don't because you don't watch, because the flickering of the lights into the eyeball and into the brain, it make the brain jump like this, right? It's hard to have a good rest, to have a good night's sleep. So I wouldn't do that. The next thing is, right now is very difficult for a lot of people to do, of course, is your cell phone, your smartphone. Everybody go to, well, not everybody, a lot of people goes to bed with their smartphone, with their cell phone, and they look at the phone in the bed and put the phone next to them, and that is not a good thing to do, because when you instead of going to sleep, and your mind, instead of let it relax and calm down, wind down, instead of doing that, you have your mind attached to that device next to you. Okay, you have notification, bing this, bing that, right? Pop here, a little notification here and there. So the mind cannot rest when you are attached to it, okay, and that is gonna bother you. After a while, it's gonna have negative effect on your mental activity, on your mental state, and also on your health. Okay, so it's not a good idea to bring the smartphone with you to bed. Put it to the side, okay. Keep it silent, okay, on the end table or whatnot. Don't look at it, okay. So I know it's difficult for a lot of people, but this is something that if you want to have a good night's sleep, that's not what you want to bring with you, okay. Don't go to bed upset, okay. Don't go to bed angry, and don't go to bed worried, okay. Those are the things that will keep you awake at night, will make you toss and turn, and you will not have a good rest, will not have a deep sleep, because the mind is aggravated, right. It has something that it has not settled with, so it's looking for some kind of decision or something like that. So that is not a good idea, to go to bed with that kind of mental state, being upset, angry, worry, and things like that. And I know it's very difficult for a lot of people when they have this kind of situation, right? Because they say, I cannot help it, okay? Because there's issue in life, so people bring that with them to bed, and that is very unfortunate. That's why we need to learn about our mind, okay? And that's what the Buddha taught. So that's why I encourage you all to study what the Buddha taught, right, about the mind. So in any case, so when you are upset, when you are angry, okay, as you know, you cannot have a good night's sleep. So one of the best thing to do, let's say if you have some kind of argument or something with family members within your household, right, and that would be something that you can do, okay. Do not go to bed angry, do not go to bed upset with that person, okay. You need to apologize, you need to say, I'm sorry I make you upset, I'm sorry, okay. We can talk more in a peaceful way tomorrow or something, but let's forget about today, okay. Sorry, all right. So by saying sorry, doesn't mean that it makes you wrong, okay. Doesn't mean that you admitted that you are wrong or the other person is right. It doesn't mean that, okay. You say sorry is to show that you don't want to have a negative feeling, you don't want to have a bad feeling between you and the other person, so that everyone can have a nicer and more peaceful time to relax, okay. When there's argument in the house, it's not just you, it's the other person also that they are having difficult time going to sleep, right. So it's for two parties, or maybe even more, if it involves the whole family or whatnot. So it's a very, very good idea to say, I'm sorry, right. Make sure you understand this, okay, that you value the togetherness or the of the family than just trying to be right, okay. When you try to be right, it's just the ego that wants to to show that he or she is right, okay. So it's believe it or not, all right, it's not that important. Okay, the whatever that you have argument about, it's not worth your peace of mind, and it's not worth the peace of mind of the other person. It's not worth it. Absolutely not. Okay, 100% absolutely not. It's not worth it. Okay, just say sorry. Again, I like to stress that by saying sorry doesn't mean that you admit that you are wrong. Okay, but you value the relationship more than holding the anger and going to bed upset. Okay, and that is important. Okay, at least that's my view. Okay, it is very important. And also, if you are worried about things, okay, let's say worry about your your job, or you had some kind of business loss or whatever, okay, some kind of competition or whatever that comes along, and you have worry, that also is something that is not healthy, of course, right? And worry is one of the unwholesome mind activity that the mind or generate and think about the possibilities of what can happen in the future, right? That's what the mind does. The mind keep thinking, what if this, what if that, what is going to happen, and all kinds of scenario, all kinds of possibilities that the mind is generating and playing inside the head. So, and as we all know, whatever that we think about in the future, okay, most of the time it does not happen the way we think. Okay, there's something else happen, something this, something that, it's not according to what we think. So, in other words, the future, or what we think there is, the future is unpredictable, right? And we all know that. So because of that, practice, okay, whatever you have, worry or what, just let it go. Okay, practice and let it go. Okay, and also I would encourage you to meditate on it. Meditate on the impermanence of things, right? Anicca, impermanence. Things are always changing. Okay, and there's no guarantee what's going to happen in the future, and nobody can see what the future will unfold. There are many stories that we think that because of this, we think a lot of time that we are in a bad situation or whatnot. Okay, but as it turns out, this situation, the difficult situation that we are in, happens to be like a good seed for something very good that is going to happen in the future. Okay, and that most of the time it happens like that. Okay, most of the time it happens like that. There's a seed. There are a lot of people who grow better, become much stronger than they ever before, because after going through difficult times, they have learned things that they later on avoid from doing it, or also understand what they did wrong, and they change it and turn it around and become a better person, have a better way of doing business and all that. So whatever the situation you're in right now, it is what it is. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen like what your mind is thinking, make you worry. That is not it. So meditate on it. Meditate on impermanence of things, anicca. Okay, things come and things go. The worry mind is just a passing cloud. Okay, The mind is the blue sky, and the worry mind is just a passing dark cloud that it will go away, and the sun will shine again, the sky will be blue again. Okay, so that's what I like to share with y'all today. Right? Hopefully this is something of useful to you. Namo Buddhaya.